What's something people don't know about podcast disclaimers? They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
One disclaimer at a time. I'm Casey.
I'm Stacey.
And we are
the Stacey and
Casey Show. What it is, Jive Turkeys.
Man, it has been a minute.
Woo, it's been like a month.
Where the fuck you been, man?
Man, I forgot where you lived. I knocked on the wrong door.
My bad. That's where we've been. Sicknesses, life going on, shit's just happening.
And there's always something going on.
But we're back, babe.
We're back. And man, a lot has gone on. One, I totally changed my persona. I am now short-haired Casey, the professional person.
The Republican.
I don't like titles. Right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man.
Shit, who you telling?
There's so many different angles.
I was gonna say we've been brainstorming nonstop since last Tuesday when everything hit the fan, when they tried to incite a race war, in my opinion.
And I don't know about the listeners out there, but the first thing I thought after I saw it was, first, I was devastated because unlike Stacey, who hasn't watched a lot of Stacey,
I have watched a lot of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked me earlier if I did. And I was like,
did.
Yeah, I did. I didn't ask you if you did. So he has watched a lot. We've watched a lot of Charlie Kirk. So immediately I was devastated. I was like, there's no way. It was like a little surreal. But then after that, I was thinking, okay, we're never going to find out what happened. And all of a sudden, they just threw information at you.
So I was on the side of damn, obviously. Damn. But the reason I was like, damn, is how it was thrown at us, right? This is the first time that I've ever seen. Now, I want to disclaim this with on TikTok, they don't show fights. They don't show fist fights. They don't show physical altercation. They're against it. I'm on TikTok seeing the video footage with the blood live. Okay. And the very first thing I thought is, why is this being pushed on me? Why is this all over platforms that would never allow it?
I agree with you.
That was my first thought.
I can see that.
Then I said, God, I hope it wasn't a black dude. I swear, that was my second thought was, fuck. Because if it was, this is going to be a race war. Let's just call it what it is. We can say it. The Utah fucking senator or whatever governor was like, I hope it's not one of ours. Hey, look, I think everybody in the moment had I hope it's not one of ours moment. And if you didn't, then you must want world craziness. Because if you know him, you know this dude debates everybody. He goes everywhere and incites chaos with his debates. You can debate him on whatever topic you choose. This is the thing. They choose their topics. If you haven't watched the guy, he chooses their topic. Like, he'll say, what do you want to debate on? They choose the topic. They go at it, right? So if you lose in the debate, this is a debate you came ready for because you knew he was coming, just like they knew he was going to Utah. My question was, why is this being plastered to everyone? I got 6 text messages and I'm talking about 5 minutes. I'm sick as shit. Don't have the news on. And I've seen a fatal shot 5 times in 5 minutes.
It was bananas how quickly at
It's
work,
spread.
people was like, "Oh, I got the video right here."
Like what? Like what? When did that become normal? I want to say, as a person, do we not have any kind of fucking gear that shuts off for a minute and like, I just watched a human die?
I mean, if I try to post something of like me beheading a chicken or something on YouTube,
People freak out.
it gets banned.
That's what I'm saying.
It gets banned almost immediately.
But you let us see someone get murdered on national television.
They
No.
it was pushed.
So in my mind, you didn't let us see somebody get murdered. You seen someone we watched someone take a bullet for the cause, and they showed you the consequence of standing up to the cause.
Yes.
And that is what we just witnessed. And what that was is to scare the shit out of everyone watching. That's why everybody started getting quiet. They started following him and supporting him. But I guarantee you, people right now, there were bills passed. Epstein list didn't come out. Funding to Israel. Now you can't talk bad against Israel. You could face up to 20 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This was all passed in the process of him passing.
Yeah, and actually, Charlie Kirk actually mentioned that bill, saying that it needs to not pass, and any Republicans that push the bill to pass, you're going to keep an eye out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
get rid of the one person you know can bring you down. It screams to me inside job.
As soon as it was the location of where he was, shot at, and like the precision, and even the timing of it, the question that was asked. How many
hand signals?
Transgenders? He goes, he said too much.
How many hand signals?
In the background, yeah, that was kind of weird, and just the perfect shot. I thought immediately this was a hit. What organization took him out? Who,
Mossad.
And actually, one of my first thoughts was future. I always think, okay, when
future
there's
presidential candidates.
Yeah, when things are like done, they're done so far in advance, they'll push a narrative, but in the back burner, it's like, hey, we know this guy in 18 years is going to be president, or 13 years, whatever, 15.
Which he was projection.
Yeah, and he's a strong candidate. He has all the kids on his side. And these days, you got the kids on your side.
You got to win.
Like a special weapon. It's
Facts.
like, you want to cancel something?
They woke.
Yeah.
You get the kids involved. Get them Twitter fingers going.
So you get those kids all woke and in the right direction, then your whole thing is
in the right direction.
Immediately, I was thinking, okay, they were.
Well, I want to say this in the right direction for everyone that wants to say we're a Christian nation. The right direction is the way he was pushing. Family in the home, bring God back, put God first, put your family second. Everything comes together. Straight alliances, since there's gay, LGBTQ, he was pushing why can't we have the straight alliance, right? So all he was doing was wanting us to truly get back to when America was great again, right? So I couldn't say immediately it was Donald Trump. Like, I wasn't like, Trump did it. I honestly was like, Mossad. Just with the things that were leading up to it. I know that he had said some things against Israel not too far back, said that he would not go to the wall again. They kept trying to get him to come to the wall. Benjamin Netanyahu called him personally. Benjamin Netanyahu, 2 minutes after he was assassinated, posted, we didn't do it. Then he pays for a primetime slot on television and says, we didn't do it, right? Then, while Mark Rubio's there, reinforces, we didn't do it. And at what point are you like, all right, man, we never said you did it. Like, why are you tripping so bad, man? Like, you're like the kid that stole the candy bar and is freaking out because shit got too out of hand. No. Sit in it, lie in it. But then you get other agendas where you find out the transgender and the furries, which we'll be going over. And you get into the camera behind him. You get into could it have been a guy on the side with a clipboard? And
all the red flags that people were posting on the internet 5 weeks in advance to it happening. So how many people knew about this, and how long was it planned for?
My thing is, what I think did it is they were still covering up the Epstein list. I swear, I think they will do anything to cover this list. They voted against giving it to us. Why? Why is nobody giving us the shit? It's like, if Trump was in the files, wouldn't you think the Democrats would want to pour that bitch on the table? Right? Like, these are the things I think about. So is Trump in the file or is he not in the file? Who is in the file? Or are all of you motherfuckers in the file?
I'll just go out on a limb and say, okay, let's say they're all in the file and just know that we're not going to get the list Neither side is going to give it to us.
Yeah, we can give up.
It's
I have one other thing before we go too much further. PSA. I want to clip this.
okay.
Vote out your senators in your state Congress that are owned by AIPAC. If they're taking funds from Israel, vote them out.
All right.
On to the next. Anyways, I want to dive into Casey's theory because the more I listen to it, the more I tune in, the more it kind of just is like, man, this shit's crazy. Was this dude gay himself? Was he a furry? Like, what is going on? Like, what is the agenda, baby?
Well, some things came up, like on the shell casings. You know how he had all the stuff written on the shell casings.
What was on the show casings?
One of the shell casings read, "If you're reading this, you're gay." LOL. If you read this, you're gay. So
Read this if you're gay.
read this if you're gay. And he was actually
All of you just read it, by the way.
and he was actually part of a chat group called "Read This If You're Gay." It was the name of it.
This is the
the
shooter.
name of the
This is the person that they are saying here. Let me show you a photo. Let me show you a photo of the shooter. I don't know which one it is because they can't figure out which one it is. I don't know if it's the top or the bottom because it's blatantly two different people, but it's one of these guys. Is who they say it is. Okay.
Yeah,
The bottom
so-
is the one they're telling us.
And that's who apparently has connections to this site. And the people on it even put in an announcement the day of it happening saying, be careful over the shit you say online. Use encrypted messaging if you're messaging each other. Saying that they're talking about something that recently happened. So that was after the fact, okay? Before the fact, and this is, yeah, I'm going to pull this up. All right. It would be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, LMAO, and that was on September 3rd, 2025. Somebody posted that in a chat.
In a chat on Steam, a video game group for transgenders titled "Read This If You Are Gay." This is not us, so if you're just tuning in. But again, think about this. They're prefacing on September 3rd. Wouldn't it be crazy if something happened to him on September 10th? Anybody who had tickets to the forum, I'm sure knew he was going to be there September 10th, right? So there's your premeditated. How do they know they were going to be there? Next step.
All right. And hold on, I was trying to find the other screenshot I took of this because, you know, I'm never perfectly ready for all this. The neighbor of the so-called shooter also said a week before this happened, they had visitors that looked
repetitive visitors that looked like they had a weird vibe.
They didn't have a good vibe to them, and they had out-of-state plates on their cars.
So I'm going to say this, what I said to Casey on all this, because this could all be real and this could all be legit. These are all real life posts that occurred. I also said all this shit can be manipulated, right? Like Israel controls everything. So why couldn't they make this forum, create this thread, talk to each other, put it out in the open? You know, the Illuminati has to put it out in the open somewhere. Keep going.
Okay, after they posted the pictures of him being, you know, apparently on the FBI thing, some of his buddies, some of his acquaintances, Tyler Robertson recognized him. The FBI was tagging the alleged killer's username with WYA, which means
where are you at?
Where are you at? Robinson replied with his
what up, Uni?
saying he's with his doppelganger. His doppelganger was trying to get me in trouble. So he was joking, saying that the guy that they posted, yeah, it looks like it was my doppelganger trying to get me in trouble, joking about it. And this is the same guy they have in custody. So if he did, in fact, do this,
if he said all this shit, I mean, he looks pretty guilty.
If he did it, and then they're looking for him, and then he jumps on this site, and his buddies
and he's bragging.
On the site or his acquaintances are saying, hey, this is you. He said, oh, it's my doppelganger, joking around. It's like, did you plan on having this conversation online? Are you making it look like
it's online?
You're being innocently, oh, ha, 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 joking around like this was planned?
Or what if it's, say, for instance, we're trying to
look too much like him.
But if we're trying to incriminate you, why not just take your phone, I take mine, and we text each other really quick. It'll look like we had a whole conversation we never had, but it'll ping like we did.
Well, another user on the same chat strain, he said he suggested that the group should turn him in and get a cut of the $100,000 reward the FBI was offering, and he said only if I get my cut. That's what Mr. Robinson replied with Tyler, the apparently shooter.
I ain't gonna call him Mr.
So,
Robinson.
Yeah, so he joked joking about that, and someone said don't go to a McDonald's anytime soon.
Luigi
referencing
Mangione. Well, I will say it's pretty coincidental. It all happens. The time frame is right after. But where does the plane come in? Because the plane took off, went off radar. Where did it go? Was that them disposing of the body in the mountains? They were throwing the real shooter out of a plane? Was it Charlie Kirk disappearing? Did he fake his death? The world may never know.
Robinson, the shooter, joked on there, said, "I'm actually Charlie Kirk. Wanted to get out of politics, so I faked my death. Now I can live in my dream life in Kansas." That's what he posted on there. So I don't know, pretty
That's
shady
kind of
shit.
crazy.
A song was uploaded a month prior called "Charlie Kirk Dead at 31."
There's a book on who shot Charlie Kirk
That was
on Amazon. So that took days to process to be on there.
And somebody also posted on this furry site, which apparently the transgender transitioning boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, the furry site, they said something big's going to happen on September 10th.
You want to know what I want?
There's just a lot of premeditated things. Like, I know something you don't know, but I want to say, but you know when you want to say something,
But you know something.
but you know you shouldn't say anything, but you want to.
Oh, you want to say something, but you can't say something?
But
you mean?
But too many people know about it, and you know how bad it is to keep a secret amongst a bunch of people.
Mhm.
You get that one person's like, "Can we just say something? Say something's gonna happen." That's all we say. Something's gonna happen, and then it happens. They go, "Told you."
Just because they wanted to be cool.
Yeah, that's what they were doing on sites. So now the FBI are investigating these sites.
They should be investigating every one of them. It sounds like everyone's been saying, it's multiple people involved.
That's one of the theories. So
I said the theory of the camera behind them, and the reason I say this is, one, it was close enough for the bang to be the loud as it was. Second, they took that camera down before they even put up crime scene tape. So, I mean, granted, we could say we're taking it for the camera footage. And we live in a world where the CIA has made umbrella firearms. They've made all types of pew-pews out of items. If you don't think they could have turned a big-ass camera behind somebody on a perch into a firearm and control it with a cell phone by standing off to the right, engaging it and activating it, and then somebody saying, all right, go ahead.
Because when you got far-fetched, yes, but you've seen movies.
Far-fetched, everybody saw the video. You see the guy with the hat do the signs. You see the guy in black literally move Charlie Kirk into position. That was staged. And then he steps off to the right, out of angle of the camera. Nobody would think of it. It's obviously, in my mind, a political assassination.
Yeah, because when something happens in the eyes of thousands of people,
all
done for political
benefits. Who would have really rallied the troops against Donald Trump taking another year in office or another term? Who would have rallied the troops against us supporting Israel? Who would have rallied the troops against us going to war with Russia? These are all things that Charlie Kirk rallied the troops not to do, not to support. Why is it our government could have done it? And I say this because I'm going to show you his wife. This is the next part of this. That's something that me and Casey have been brainstorming.
Boa noite. Meu nome é Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk é meu marido.
I didn't know she spoke Spanish.
Bruh, that was not in Spanish when I pulled that video. That's crazy.
Boa noite. Meu nome é Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk é meu marido.
This is crazy.
Primeiramente, quero agradecer às autoridades policiais locais.
Ain't no way, bruh. That's crazy. Is that not crazy?
Yeah, it's funny.
What was that, Dutch? Like, that had to be Dutch. I don't know what that was. LaQuisha bitch. Shit. Like, bro, I know I didn't cut that in that. I don't even know what language it is. That's crazy.
Okay, you want to hear? This was sent to me from Amy earlier.
Okay.
All right. Now, listen up. This is discrepancies in the video so far that they have found. And you can look at the video yourself, and I don't recommend watching it. But it says, in the shooting video, there's a black dot on Charlie's shirt that moves across his chest at the same time of the shot. The black dot arrives at his neck at the same time the blood begins to pour out. Not to get graphic. In the shooting video, the F in freedom disappears after the shot and then magically reappears as Charlie begins to slump to the side. It's another
symbolism.
In the shooting video, during the shot, Charlie's hair glitches. It changes position and immediately returns back to the original position is another one. In the shooting video, Charlie's ring is on his ring finger.
They diagnosed that with he had a ring that's like a fidget ring.
Oh, yeah.
So the inertia could have sent that over.
Okay. Finally, this detail is the hardest to explain. IMHO, a Mauser, which is what Tyler Robinson used.
30-06.
Or 30-06, the weapon, is not an easy process to disassemble or reassemble.
At all.
So he had the rifle secured to his right leg when he climbed onto the roof.
How? Because you need to be able to...
Charlie, and then disassembled the rifle to put it back in his backpack. He then jumped off the roof, disappeared in the woods, then reassembled the rifle, wraps it up in dark colored towels, and hides it in the woods for the FBI to find it. That makes no sense to me.
None.
And lastly, let me say, the person was just saying how much they love their life. They're not depressed in any way. Because that's what
exactly, Wiener Panda.
About
Isn't one of those guys doing the hand signals his security guard and best friend? Money will make anyone evil. That's all I'm going to say. Now I got the video again. I just re-downloaded it. If this shit comes up in Dutch, I'm gonna be mind blown.
Boa noite. Meu nome é Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk é meu marido.
So you can't like...
Couldn't bite it.
Primeiramente, quero
Hey, that's crazy. So I'm just gonna say, anybody that hasn't seen his wife's speech, I watched it, and Casey watched it, and we watched it at the same time. So it was a fresh for both of us. And I thought it sounded staged, rehearsed, and there was a couple times she reread the line, and she did it with a different emphasis. It was fake tears. And I said to him, if you thought your loved one died, right, you watched it happen in front of you, then you get on a plane with J.D. Vance and his wife, and your husband walks out the door, right? Would there not be an immediate relief? So you might cry a little bit on the stand, but knowing that real information that he is alive, right, would stop you from being fully emotional. And there's like an emotional disconnect in the way she speaks, how she talks, but I know Casey interpreted it different. I've been waiting to hear his take.
My take isn't anything special. I mean, when I watched her talk, it was I saw some emotion when she brought her voice down. I know I've personally been in a position where I've been so emotionally wrecked to even talk at a regular tone of voice is impossible, where you're whispering or you're yelling and crying. So the fact that she brought her voice down when she said certain things was either showing emphasis or bringing herself not to come into too hard of tears. And also when she said that little speech part at the end, she goes to the end pretty much saying that pretty much saying you created a monster by doing this, and this is going to backfire. Yep. And she was saying it like you're going to see, almost like
vengeful.
Yeah, almost vengeful, but it was like confident. I don't know. It's my take. Shit, man. I can see it both ways. Like I said, I'm quick not to come up with quick assumptions these days. I've been wrong so many times.
We'll never know. I mean, either way, I just think that with it being so publicized, fear forces change.
And being how big of an issue it is, and how close you are to it if you're her, being pulled in every direction for so many days, I'm sure the lack of sleep, you're not going to be able to do anything correctly.
She did that the same day.
That was the same exact day?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be so fresh. I don't even think it'd probably be processed fully at that time.
Then how are you giving a speech? Unless it was a pre-written speech.
When your husband is in that kind of a position, I think maybe you feel obligated to do what you think you would want to do and say something confident and strong. And I don't know. I'd
Fair answer. Fair answer.
what would the deceased want?
Ooh, who's that sexy white guy?
Hey, what's up, baby?
We didn't get to post our video.
Which one?
Who that there?
Who that there? I'm like, hey, what?
Yeah.
What?
I was actually over here hyping him up over here. I'm glad you finally convinced him to get a haircut. He
Yeah,
looks like a whole new man, brand new man, and he's selling like a new man.
that's right, baby.
Look good, feel good, sell good.
I took in a picture of Gerard Butler, one of his red carpet appearances. I told the hairdresser, I want to look like that. And after about 10 minutes, she was like, pull that picture back up. I was all right. And she looked at the picture, she looked at my hair. She's like, I thought it turned out pretty good.
I think it looks damn good. When you showed me the picture that it goes next to, I was like, damn, that was pretty spot on.
I was asked if I was married today, and I immediately said yes, of course. But it was said more of as a joke, Like, "Ooh, are you married?"
It was me before I smacked him on the ass and sent him on his way.
Really nice. It was really nice of you to smack me that way.
It was you're so fucked
On the butt.
man.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So the reason why we bring up all these angles is we want to point out how the stories keep changing. So I don't think anybody yet should even believe the FBI. I think there's going to be some shit that comes out that people have no idea or would have ever expected. Or, ooh, turn on the lights. I'm looking for.
I got to turn that light on.
Paula said, him and his wife may have talked about the possibility of him being killed and had a speech planned. You're talking about, I'm thinking about you and her and the haircut.
Like, why are you laughing?
She's talking about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I swear I was thinking about you and the haircut. Oh my God, that was a bad timing.
I mean, a conspiracy, yeah. That
I'm
maybe,
sure
maybe he wrote it for her, and he was like, "This is what you need to emphasize." Yeah, he's the public speaker, right?
Well, I mean, I do believe that he thought it was coming, but it would just be crazy for to have it ready unless he pre-wrote it for whenever it happens, maybe. But I mean, that's a thought on it. That'd be a hell of a morbid thing to do. Write your own obituary and make you do that in therapy. It's a pretty self-reflecting thing. I think everybody should do it one time. Makes you realize how simple you really are. And did you make any changes in this world?
Yeah,
Not
I'm gonna write my
do.
own obituary tomorrow.
Fuck. Hey. I mean, I think everybody should do it once. I think it's interesting. So it's fucked up what happened to him. Let's put it that way. Nobody should die for saying how they feel. But at the same point, I'm wondering.
We are learning
why
more
this
about the
isn't-
tragedy on a campus of the Delta State University campus in Mississippi, shocking people all across the country today. Officials say 21-year-old Trey Reed, a student, was found hanging from a tree near the school's pickleball courts Monday morning. University leaders say there's no evidence of foul play, but a number of agencies are investigating. Members of Reed's family are.
My question is, this is becoming increasing in Mississippi. They're seeing more and more lynchings. So what the fuck is going on? But why do none of these college campuses have cameras? Utah don't got cameras. Mississippi don't got cameras. Why is this not national news? Why is Casey dumbfounded that a black guy was found strung up on a pickleball court with no foul play? Then they came out saying his legs were broke. I just feel like if we're going to give airplay one way, we got to give airplay another way.
No shit. It's like, where's the investigation?
And
Where's
then,
the fucking?
Well, hold on 1 second. My part on this is because I feel like they're trying to push a race war, man. After Charlie Kirk was killed, they literally had these guys down in Florida chanting, "White man fight back, white man fight back." And then it came out it was of their background. Who are you fighting against?
Mhm.
Then there was 9 HBCUs called off for bomb threats. Like, are we trying to portray a race war? What is the agenda? Because there's something bigger. I don't think it's just now. I think there's something bigger. They want us to implode.
100%.
Why was there so much black violence right after the white violence, right? And to be honest, like I told you, I'm going to be 100. A lot of black people probably did not know who Charlie Kirk was, right? They probably did not listen to his views. So the little tidbits they probably caught on TikTok that they clipped them to go in their algorithm that probably worked against Charlie Kirk probably turned them in disfavor. But when you look at his quotes, and I'll say this is a black person who did tune into him, you have to listen to it all because he makes long statements and people can clip those statements to make it sound like whatever. His big thing, which I believe it was the government, because he was for Second Amendment rights and the right to bear arms against a tyrannical government. And right now, not saying Trump, I'm saying if this comes out to be politically motivated by the government, that's a tyrannical government. And what was the best way to put fear in them? Kill your leader.
Yeah.
That's always been through history. Kill your leader. We're going to scare you.
In front of everybody.
Cut the head off the snake.
Cut the head off the snake in front of everybody.
Everybody.
A potential presidential future candidate, somebody who's pro Second Amendment, somebody who is
pro family, pro God.
Everything
the things they hate. What does Satan not want you to do? Be close with your family. Be close with God. To live in the right ways. To not be gay. Right? Yeah. To defend yourself. Like, what is our government pushing us to not do any of that? Now, granted, we have somebody in power trying to fight that right now, but it's starting to really sway with Israel. And that's why I immediately thought, Israel, because I'm like, Israel's hand is in a lot of shit, man. If you really start looking at how much they sway our politicians, they're the only country that can lobby Americans without paying taxes, without having to register for the FARA Act, which is the ability to actually come over here and propagandize us over whatever your political viewpoint is. Everyone has to register for that, but Israel.
And you mentioned this earlier, and this was passed. This bill is the one that Charlie Kirk says should not pass.
This was the one he was pushing against the day he was killed.
And this was posted 5/4 of 25. All right, so
May 4th, 2025.
Tomorrow, the House will vote. Oh, this is okay. Well, anyways, this is it's for vote on HR 867, a bill that will criminalize private boycotts of Israel, fines of up to $1 million, and prison time up to 20 years. Like you said, bills like this only create more anti-Semitism and play into the growing narratives that Israel is running the U.S. government.
Now, this is Charlie Kirk.
In America, you are allowed to hold different views. You are allowed to disagree and protest. We've allowed far too many people who hate America move here from abroad, but the right to speak freely is the birthright of all Americans. This bill should not pass. Any Republican that votes this bill will expose themselves. We'll be watching very closely. Charlie Kirk posted that about the bill.
And then it passed. And now you can no longer speak bad about Israel.
Yeah, otherwise you go to jail.
Face 20 years in prison.
And it's $2 million.
And it's crazy because what determines speaking ill of someone? With freedom of speech, I'm allowed to flick people off. I'm allowed to say shit as long as it doesn't hurt you, harm you, or disrupt your day, basically. As far as cross interference, cause you an issue, cause you to wreck your car. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. But I can walk by anybody and say, fuck you. And there's not a problem. Why is it we can't say we don't want to support Israel? And that's an issue. But you can still say nigga. Just call it what it is. Right? You can still say bitch on television. When I grew up, you couldn't say any of these words. Like, so what is really the agenda? You're pushing the demise of America to the youth, and you're giving tons of foreign interest aid to one select sector. And we refuse to admit that it's a genocide happening there where they're knocking out a whole culture. We went to a world war for Jews when they did that. And right now we're watching Jews eliminate a whole race of people. And they've came out blatantly stating they want to eliminate them. I read a statistic today. If you went to a funeral a day for every child killed in Gaza, you would be going to funerals for 51 years.
Crazy.
That's insane. Your white, if they came here and started killing our kids, hell, let's do it this way. If they came here and they started killing our puppies,
Well,
right?
That's a bad way to introduce my mom's
No.
dog.
not at all. If they started killing people and killing their dogs, would you care if it was on our soil? So why don't we care on their soil?
On the flip side, everybody, this is Luca. Okay, this is my mom's new little dog. It's a Pyrenees little poodle, and he's just a little bundle of joy. But yeah,
I think people would trip, right?
yeah, they would trip.
Wouldn't we want people to care about us if somebody was invading us and killing us and our government wasn't doing anything?
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset with where I lived.
That's why you see when you're looking at Gaza and you've got Qatar saying straight up, which I'm waiting to see how this plays out. Qatar straight said, give us 500 billion. We'll wipe Israel off the map. So I'm waiting to see.
Qatar?
And it's not supposed to be his mom's dog. Yeah, Qatar. It's just the only way you can strike a heart is to put it in reference to what do we care about? We care about our animals, our families. If somebody came in your backyard and killed your dog, I think everyone, Greg, all of us, there's about to be a fucking war.
Oh,
Like-
I'm not going to turn into John Wick. I'm going to write some very, very nasty letters, though.
Man, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck. I'm not saying I'm gonna be John Wick. Man, look, you'll move by the end of the month. I promise you. You will get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna kill all the trees on the property with rusty nails. I'm gonna do all types of shit to just make your life a living hell that you won't even. I'm gonna till the yard. You're gonna come home, your yard's just tilled the fuck up. You killed my dog. The dude on Hanley, there's a dude that's dog. If you're from St. Louis, most people know this, that his dog was killed by the UPS. And he has a sign that he's been there for 20 years that says UPS killed my dog. That's how committed we are to our animals. And we can't even commit to a race of people to like, hey, we're going to step in and say, stop that. America hasn't even said stop. We're like, Israel, you should stop a little, but oh, you had a reason. Go ahead. Like, what are we doing? If this shit was happening in Europe, we know what would happen. World War. We did it. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening? Why are the Jews at the heart of everything? Why? And like, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm going to state a few facts here. Russia kicked the Jews out. The Jews went to Germany. Germany was kicking the Jews out. They were going to Britain. They came to Britain and were like, hey, we can get US in if you guys want to go to war against Germany. This is what we'll do. What do we do? Jump in the war. Boom. Now, Second World War. Second World War. Goes again. Guess what? We're going to give you your own state. Israel. Here's your state. But we're also going to take over your government, your controlled news networks. We're going to take over your publishing. We're going to take over everything. And we're going to run a secret Mossad against you with an island for pedophiles. We're going to bring you there. And even if you participated or didn't, we're going to stage it to look like you did. And we're going to have you guys by balls.
Have you ever seen the movie School Ties with Brendan Fraser?
I have not.
Where he's like Jewish and he starts playing football for this college, and it's like back in the day when they had like the one bar across, you know.
Mm.
And then the team finds out that he's Jewish because they find his necklace or whatever, and they shun him and everything, and you know, he just. And I remember watching it at the time, and this is probably 1995. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody's listening and knows that movie. It was a good movie, but I remember watching and thinking, why was this called for? Who's anti-Semitic? Why did and I remember watching the movie like, oh, Brendan Fraser, he's a really good star. It's gonna be a good movie. But I was like thinking the whole time, it's really getting pushed on me that people are actually, you know, anti-Semitic and everything. And it's like, I don't know. I was from California. Maybe I didn't know anything yet because I'm a dumb kid that's only focused on what I'm focused on. But
It's another wave of that. This is another wave.
another wave. It seemed like that's what I'm saying. It seemed like it was kind of pushed. It was like,
Well, it's forced this time. Fuck pushed.
and that was also coming through the movie industry, which is also ran by the Jews.
100%, which left New York because New York wouldn't allow them into the Hollywood scene because they were doing scandalous shit. So they moved to Hollywood, created Hollywood, and Hollywood still to this day has the largest density of Jewish people in the state out of the United States.
Yeah, and with
Just
all the
saying.
conspiracies that are involved with movies and the fact that Jews do think, I think they do run everything.
They
were like at the base
they've
of everything.
bragged about their ability to propagandize anyone, how they can get on the internet and they can change what you're looking at while you're doing it, and your brain will never know because it's the article you were reading that when you scroll up you'll think, oh, I misread it, and you didn't even read it, but you really read it. They're the Mossad. They're the best in the world. If you don't think our CIA gave them Israel, you don't think our best spies went there? Like, Israel is the only place also, though, which is why I'm not a fan of them, that if you're a Jew and you can commit any crime in the world and you can exile to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
We just had it happen here in the States. High-ranking Jewish Israeli official, gets arrested in a pedophile ring sting. They had him pulled out of jail and sent back to Israel instantly, completely wiped his name. Why is this for this select group of people? Why are they so special? 2% of the world, guys, think about this. 2% of the world controls 90% of the wealth and 90% of the media. That is insane. But you don't think that they could control what happened to Charlie Kirk because he was speaking out against the power he finally seen they had.
And I was just gonna say, if even if it wasn't them directly pulling the actual trigger,
They paid for it.
They were behind it. They facilitated it. Facilitated
The conversations,
and
the shot.
they had plenty of time to do it. If it was brought up to this dude that or whoever did it, it brought up that this was going to happen, and it was leaked to one dude or whatever in these sites, and they caused some chatter. I mean, I can see that. I can see how
They will use it to their advantage.
Or it was an angry transgender gay kid that had, that had headed in for Charlie Kirk. Really, that's the whole reason. That's why he planned this for.
And he took this
whole month.
old ass gun, made this long ass shot. Not even really long ass shot, but it's a pretty good shot.
Apparently, he was a hunter, and he was said to be
That's what I'm
shot and everything. But
even then,
it's just
if you're a hunter, you would have came up there with a different bolt action. I'll guarantee you that. Not that old ass
he
shit.
lived in a $1,200 a month town.
$1,800 a month.
$1,800.
How did you afford it?
He's not doing that bad in life.
How can you afford it? What did he do? Nobody's talked about what his career was. They said he was a student. What the fuck did he do that you can afford an 18?
Want to be professional gamer.
His mortgage payment or his rent payment is $200 less than my mortgage payment. The fuck do you do for a living?
Apparently, only went to school for one semester. So people are like, "Well, how can you get changed over in this ideology in one semester?" If
Hey,
gay,
that is crazy.
James, he already had the mindset.
That's the
well before
common
school.
denominator. They went to school for a semester, then they drop out and disappear, and then they come back. Who was the other dude? Not the shooter on Trump. They said he went to school for a month, disappeared, then came back. If you don't think you can be taken and programmed by professional programmers in 3 months, if you don't think they could take you, lock you in a room, and program you in 3 months to do some wild shit.
This is a unique kid. This is a kid who is attracted to dudes, but also a good.
What
hunter.
up, Zoloff?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like his dad apparently was in law enforcement and went hunting.
He's the
with him and stuff.
perfect person to use as a stage.
Yeah, and he hates that whole political side of the family.
So they say, but we don't know because the parents also were on TV saying, this is what I was telling you. His car was found in their driveway. They said he lived with them. The media says he lives with his transgender boyfriend. $1,800 a month or lives with his parents. I have to assume he probably lives with his parents if he doesn't have a job. But who's to say he didn't come back from wherever he came back with the fucking transgender boyfriend? It was in the process of moving in there. There's so much here that they're good, man. They're good. They're the best in the world. The CIA, Mossad, they have taken more hits on political candidates than anybody in the world and have been blamed the least.
I'm going to say it was them.
It has to be, man. It just doesn't make sense. And the part that threw me off, I wouldn't even believe any of this if they didn't come out and say, it wasn't me. How you going to pull the Shaggy and think that I'm not going to believe it wasn't you? Like, bro, if you would have just shut the fuck up and stayed out the way, that was somebody who they wanted to feel so powerful. Benjamin Netanyahu, who's an egotistical, narcissistic maniac at this point, who thrives off of power. If you watch him, he loves power. He loves violence. He loves war. That's why he keeps doing this shit. Fed off of that. 2 minutes after him being shot, posts, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Charlie. You were supposed to be coming to see the wall, right? Or come to kiss the wall." That was posted, right? Charlie, a few days before, said straight up, "I'm not going back to Israel." Had a whole argument that Candace Owens is in the process of throwing out there, where it was supposedly got hostile, and they told him and threatened him, saying, "Hey, you need to get it in order." And then Benjamin Netanyahu himself called him. Charlie Kirk stated that to be true.
Hey, since you brought it up, someone in power like that, they thrive off power, like you said, and they just can't help themselves when it comes to like, not, you know what I mean, like posting.
They won't be wrong.
Yeah, like, "Oh, you're supposed to come and kiss the wall." You couldn't just
shut the fuck up,
because it looks pretty obvious to somebody who knows that kind of person.
Yes, when you're.
Not to say we're.
And then then I want you to take that part. And then he pays for a prime time spot on television in America to get on television and tell us he didn't do it and send his remorses. Why? You gave more airplay to this dude than Donald Trump did. Like, real shit. And you're a foreign leader. Why is it such a big deal? Oh, is it you're trying to warp his fans base mind to be like, "Oh, we're so behind him. And, oh, we're so sorry this happened." So they want to come back to you, the Judeo-Christian. It doesn't add up. There's a lot of power that is being shifted right now. Ben Shapiro is supposedly the one taking over his network. If that comes out, Ben Shapiro was also the one that swore that he took his style. So it's like Ben Shapiro is also known to be in bed with Jews. So.
And another angle, since we're talking about different angles, another angle that's just nice to look at, I'll be honest, is the surface level. Surface level, it seems like a lot of people are saying, following Charlie Kirk's footsteps.
Agenda.
Yeah, and it's like, it's more like a
movement.
A positive movement. It's like everybody has a positive like vibe in this movement, not like, we're going to go crush people. Like, let's... You know,
there was that in the very beginning. The Let's Go Crowd. There was the select few that they try. I feel like they tried to radicalize that first, and it didn't take. And so they immediately shifted playbook to, "We're mourning, we're doing this, we're doing that."
I saw so many little clips of people that normally I would just see cursing right wingers show videos admitting that Charlie Kirk gave them hope, that it was actually somebody that spoke to him, not like a child who stares at their phone, but somebody who has a view and opinion and that matters. And like, you can see their compassion in their voice, and they're like pissed off that somebody took them out, even though you can tell that's not their ideal political standpoint. It's just, it was very motivating seeing some of these videos. It was very positive, uplifting.
And that's what they're trying to take away.
That's
why they shot him in the neck. They're trying to take away the speech.
Voice.
They want to take away your voice, your freedom of speech. This is a time now where more people should be speaking up, asking questions, writing letters to your senators. Why are you taking this money? Why are you receiving this? How do you even have ties to Israel? You're from Missouri. You're from Nebraska, bro. How do you have ties to Israel, right? The Mexican president that just came into power, how is she Jewish? In a 99.9% Catholic country, you elected a Jewish president. Like, these are things that need to be looked at. Questions need to be asked. They are positioning themselves where, in biblical terms, they want to be Israel against the world to bring back the rise, right? But I think a lot of people forget that this Israel isn't the Israel from the Bible. And I think we need to disassociate religion from Israel.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because I am guilty personally of like, immediately I think of like churches and this and that, and
it's not. This isn't it. That's not this Israel. This is a war machine that is blowing shit up and is going to go step to step. Knew that there were people in Qatar, sent a bomb, blew up a sovereign area. Like, these are things that we need to be looking at. This is not the biblical Israel. Quit thinking of it as the biblical Israel. This Israel didn't even exist in the Bible. Okay, so like, let's really look at it as we have a radical state right now that needs to be somehow put in line. The problem is the country that everybody knows and looks to put people in line, us, America, we're known to step in and put our foot down. We're being controlled by them.
Yeah.
So we're not putting our foot down. And at what point do you wonder, is this the big agenda on BRICS? You get everybody in the world against Israel and America. You get Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, all these rich people together, and they crush the dollar. There's a bigger agenda. Just what is the agenda?
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a bigger agenda, and that's I don't look into it that deep, so I agree with you.
Well, I'm just watching the fluctuation of markets.
Oh yeah, no, I
Gold
hear
at the
it.
highest it's ever been, silver it's ever been. You got
Meantime, we got Facebook pushing a spacecraft coming towards Earth. You heard about that?
Atlas 31.
That is such bullshit. I've only heard about it from Facebook.
And it's or people at work. I was like that because like somebody brought it up to me today. I looked at them. I was like, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude,
Like,
aliens. They do.
I'm worried about my fucking neighbors right now. Shit is going crazy. They're killing the people that are speaking up for us. They're getting rid of the people that need to be here, not getting rid of the people that need to be gone. I'm not saying anybody needs to be gone, but we need to get rid of pedophiles, and we ain't getting rid of them. So can we get something right? Like, can we get something right? Like, what is happening? Can we get
Well, I mean,
something right?
yeah, hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Pray for the best and let it go. Let go, let God, babe.
And log off. Go outside, touch some grass. Touch some grass. Say hi to a chicken. If you see a chicken, go say hi to it. I guarantee you, it'll change your life.
Better choke that chicken, you see it.
Choke that chicken and say hi to it.
Tell it it's a good boy.
I'm gonna
Or
tell
good
that
girl.
chicken. I'm gonna tell that chicken. I'm Casey.
I'm Stacy.
We're the Stacy and Casey Show.